Get away from her, you bitch!
Classic.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
No more hangers!
You thought you'd become a prostitute or a drug addict.
I used to love doggy chow. I used to love doggy chow too.
I forgot to come up with a line here. I'm Crystal.
It's spooky season! I'm Baby Lame. See what I did there? It's like Halloween season on this. Yeah.
I get it. And welcome to Camp Classics.
A thoughtful podcast about stupid movies.
Every 2 weeks, we're here discussing, rating, exploring some of the peaks, some of the valleys in the genre of camp, in the search for the campest of Camp Classics. Baby, you're back.
I know. It's so
Welcome
great
home.
to be here, to come from America to the UK. I mean, they're just, it's just picking which one's better at the moment, isn't it? It's really fun.
And how was your stay at Miss Ford's house?
Miss Ford.
Betty.
A tragic, boozy, flaccid clown.
No, I've found my chakra. I've opened myself up to new possibilities.
Oh,
and
gross.
I've opened now. I'm ready to do stuff.
You've been wide open for years.
You wish.
We are also joined by our gorgeous friend, Frazer. Hi, Frazer.
Hello, I have a line. It's
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
an iconic line delivered in an iconic accent. I believe that has earned them a drink.
I don't know what the fuck she's saying, but girl, I am living.
You believe it is what in your drink?
I believe that has earned them a drink.
Oh, earned.
Are you having trouble understanding my pan Eastern European Transylvanian accent? How odd.
That's going to be a running theme today, I think. Frazer, you're the host of podcast You're Welcome America.
Sure thing. Speaking of America to the UK, yeah. I host a podcast called You're Welcome America. It is a podcast that translates British pop culture for America and American pop culture for Britain. And I mean, that's kind of what we try to do, but we end up really just talking about the millennium and me going to university. It's really essentially what happens in every episode. Uni.
And a lot of, obscure pop stars, I'd say.
Yes. Yeah, we do a lot of deep dives into... The best deep dive we did is the Totally Scott Lee show. That's our favorite. And multiple Saturdays specials, which were really
Multiple?
interminable.
How have you managed to do multiple Saturday
my God.
episodes?
Because they have inexplicably 3 different reality shows that got made at the same time, and they are a slog. Those girls are lovely, but they are not made for reality shows. They've got nothing.
It's hard to tell between us who's doing the more important journalistic work here, chronicling the Saturday's reality TV career or us chronicling 2004's Van Helsing.
Gay rights!
Tough call.
Feels kind of parallel to me.
Yeah.
I will say this does feel like a slightly edgy choice because we're sort of moving into the year 2000 and onwards, and that's been a real thing that we don't normally get past. We don't normally get past 1999 on this podcast, so
Right.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we're doing something current for our listeners.
Yeah, pretty fresh. A fresh
pretty
film.
fresh. Yeah. I mean, it stinks like it's fresh. We do also have a Gatreon where you can get a bonus episode every month. It's only £4 a month, and you get access to our growing back catalog. And more importantly, you support us in making all of the free episodes too.
Help me, I'm poor.
Our latest Gatreon episode is on weapons. Speaking of current,
That is
Wow.
actually current, yeah.
yeah. The new horror in cinemas now, starring Baby Lame's drag daughter, Gladys.
Oh, that one you've had for a while, haven't you? I would like to have been in the room when you came up with that, and you're like, oh yeah, tick.
I actually saw a photo today of Danny Elfman for some reason. I think I was looking at the Mummy Wikipedia page or so. I don't know. But you know the composer Danny Elfman?
Yeah.
Danny Elfman looks exactly like Gladys. Do you know what Danny Elfman looks like?
Who's
'Cause
Danny
I didn't.
Elfman? I don't even
He's
know.
a
who
really, really famous composer. He does a lot of movies. But obsessed, he looks just like Gladys.
Oh,
So
wow.
that-
He really does.
yeah.
Oh shit! If Mickey Rourke and Gladys had a child,
Yeah, so he
this
did all of
man.
the Tim Burton all of the Tim Burton scores.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
Kind of looks like
I love
Pandora
that.
Box as well.
Let's not get into Pandora Box.
Oh, did you have sex with her?
Let's just say I looked inside her box and it was full of misery.
Wagon wheel Watusi.
We've got some new Gatreon members to shout out. We've got Julie and Mallory. Welcome to the Gatreon.
Hi, Julie and Mallory.
Thank you for being here. And I've got some comments and reviews. Lots of people showing love for our Jawbreaker episode with Rose McGowan.
Oh, the one that I actually wasn't part of. Great,
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. The reviews were flowing, and people were just saying what a breath of fresh air Sue Gives a Fuck is. Petition Sue be the new co-host.
Yeah, I actually started the petition, so it's actually my campaign that I'm working on. So.
There's always someone younger and hungrier coming down the stairs after you.
We've had some comments too. Cara says, I like when Crystal says growing back catalog. It's my cellar door and you're my Drew Barrymore. Well, Cara, let's just say you're not the first person to say you like my growing back catalog. Hey,
What does it mean?
Which bit?
The whole what does cellar door mean? Yeah, I don't get it.
That's a thing from Donnie Darko.
Oh, okay. Again, a film that I should probably know about if we were on a film podcast.
I mean, do you? That one?
Yeah. Drew Barrymore says in it that cellar door is the most beautiful combination of words in the English language.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
sounds
growing
really
back
fun.
catalog. Yeah.
Fraser, can you not come for our Gatreon reviewers? Oh, no, this is just a reviewer, actually. Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, this is for
go
for Julie or Mallory. I love them.
Meredith says, love the podcast. If you want to revisit some classic Sharon Stone, I'd recommend 1996's Diabolique, a remake of what may be a better movie from 1955, but I've never bothered to watch. I'm not familiar with Diabolique.
No.
But you had me at Sharon Stone and then add in devilishness. I mean, I'm sold.
I mean, Sharon Stone has already peaked on this podcast, but risk addiction.
Have you ever done the racist Sharon Stone true throwback, King Solomon's Mines? Have you heard of that?
No.
It's the Indiana Jones ripoff based on the like 1930s adventure books. Her and Richard Chamberlain, that old queen. He's playing it. Have you not seen King Solomon's Mines?
No.
Imagine the racism of Temple of Doom, times it by 5,000, and throw Sharon Stone in there. I mean,
oh well, I'm hard.
Okay, so I have a quick question about that. Is racism camp?
I mean, I recently watched Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, and yes, in that it is. I mean, she sings "Anything Goes" in Mandarin at the beginning. It was racist and camp.
Yeah, but Fraser's mixed race, so he's allowed to.
Yeah,
I don't think it's camp if we watch it, but
yeah,
it can be if
that's
he
true. It should be known that I'm mixed race, and I mean, not that that's going to count for this episode, because I mean, this one's for you guys, I guess, and half of me.
Oh dear.
One other suggestion: we've had Electra who suggests we do First Wives Club, which I think is the first request for First Wives Club, but obviously it's already on the list, and Troop Beverly Hills, which I think is our second request for Troop Beverly Hills.
I mean, good suggestions. I mean, one day we might actually do films that are suggested on the list rather than some of the choices that we've been doing, aka today's film.
Well, this film was a suggestion. It just happened to be Fraser's suggestion.
Did you choose this movie?
I sure fucking did, and I'm ready to defend this movie for the full length of the runtime, which is 7 hours long.
Oh, I didn't know you were bringing this to the table. Oh,
Absolutely.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So when did you come? So we are talking about 2004's Van Helsing. How did this film come to you?
Well, I saw this when I was at university at the Odeon on Putney High Street. Me and my friend went, and I've always been really into horror and kind of, especially the like old Universal horror monsters. So when this came out, I was pumped. So that's why I got into it, because I loved all the Dracula and the Mummy and all that shit. And I saw it, sat in that cinema for 7 hours, came out and said, that was a great movie. And I'm ready to tell you why.
Well, we'll get into that shortly. But, baby, before we go any further, I think you should let the listeners know what makes a camp classic.
Okay, so a camp classic is something that unlocks queer joy. We want a wetty. Not just any old kind of wetty, though. A big, sloppy, moist wetty from this.
Cutting all of that.
No, you're not cutting it, because I'm just going to keep on saying wetty throughout this podcast. Yeah, it needs to be pleasurable. It needs to have an ongoing legacy and inform queer pop culture. Ideally, it should be stupid, because intelligent films don't tend to be camp. And we're looking for flaccid energy. That's right. We're looking for underdog flop vibes, something that's been reclaimed by the queers and brought back to life.
And as you said, we're covering 2004's Van Helsing. Baby, what about you? What's your history with this movie?
I have no history with it.
Yeah.
Until being made to watch it, and I'm not sure I'm ever going to have any more history with it again. No, this has never been on my radar. I don't know why. I like horror films, but I just don't think I've ever seen a Kate Beckinsale film all the way through before. I truly, truly don't, because I remember like when This Is 40 came out and like being like in my early 30s and being like a bit triggered by the idea of that. And then like I've never watched like Underworld. And what else has she been in? What else has she done?
The Total
Pearl
Recall
Harbor.
remake
Oh,
with Colin
I
Farrell.
Again, I haven't seen that. I genuinely don't think I've been able to see a Kate Beckinsale film all the way through before.
Serendipity.
Nope.
Shooting Fish. Why are these movies coming to my head? I'm not even looking at anything.
Wow.
I listen. I love Kate Beckinsale.
I have very little opinion, and I'm hoping we can get to the bottom of her today, because I don't really understand. You know?
Well,
I don't know what she is or where she fits.
A big part of her as an actor is her hair. And in Total Recall especially, it's where it reaches its full powers. She's wearing maybe, I think, 17 wigs in Total Recall, all stacked on top of each other. It gets bigger as the movie goes on. It's really good.
I haven't seen the Total Recall, that version. Is it fun?
No, she's really fun in it. She's the only one that understands that she's in Total Recall. Everyone else is taking it way too seriously.
Oh my god, that is a lot of hair.
Right?
Wow, it looks great though.
Yeah, she's amazing in it.
It's like, yeah, Eastern European Eurovision entrant level of hair.
Well, speaking of...
Yeah. Okay, so about this movie, some context for everyone. Universal Pictures wanted to reinvent their iconic movie monsters, and they wanted to replicate the formula that had worked for The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. So they were like, let's do like an action adventure based on one of these properties. They brought in the same director / writer from The Mummy, Stephen Sommers, and he did Van Helsing, which was incorporating all of the Universal monsters.
Sure was.
Sure was. The film was intended to start a series of Van Helsing adventure movies.
That's ambitious. Fucking hell.
Yep. But yeah, the reviews were real bad, and the box office wasn't great, and all the plans for a sequel were scrapped within a few days of the film's opening.
Well, they also did about 7 movies in one anyway, so they really shot their wad with how many things they included in this.
Where in the Hugh Jackman are we in this movie?
He was filming X-Men 2 at this time.
Okay, so still on the rise, but not like...
Yeah, like very, very on the up. He was potentially... It was like, will he become leading man, I guess, this was a testing moment for him. Would you say?
Yeah, that sounds right. He looks good in this.
Yeah, he did. When did Swordfish happen?
2001?
Yeah, like around this time too. I remember watching him in Swordfish, and he gets like a problematic blowjob in it, but it was really hot. I remember that, and so I was when this movie came out, I was like, well, I'm obsessed with Hugh Jackman, and I will go and see him in anything. Yeah, so this movie had a budget of $160 million, which is so enormous.
Well, wigs.
Wig? Did you just say wig?
Yeah, wigs.
Wig.
What is wig? What is wig?
No, it's not your language. It's just for us.
Kate Beckinsale is wearing a Smithies wig, a Pirates of the Caribbean curled Smithies wig. That is not a double stack. That is a hard front Smithy's wig.
I want to discuss wigs in great detail. Sorry,
Yes.
we have to come back to it.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
And the movie made 300 million worldwide, which sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but it was a disappointment, and basically it barely made back its budget. It's also, critically panned. It's got 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, and critic James Berardinelli said, "Sitting through this movie requires a capacity for self-torture." Sadly, it wasn't nominated for any Razzies, though. It was snubbed by the Razzies, but it was nominated for 4 Stinkers at the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards.
What's the Stinkers? That's
Yeah.
the first time you've ever mentioned that.
They don't exist anymore.
Can I? Sorry,
I'm
talking about
grasping-
stinkers. Can I just say something? But it doesn't link to anything. If I'm giving like stank face, it's because my dog's with me, and I think his anal glands are leaking. So I've got that like fishy smell in the air.
Ooh,
Disgusting!
Does anybody ever pop dogs' anal glands? Because I've read about it, and I just can't bring
you're
myself
supposed
to do it. I
You're
can't
supposed
do
to
it.
express them, aren't you?
Yeah, I just don't think I can bring myself to do it though. So I'm sat in a room of anal gland aroma at the moment. So
feels right.
yeah.
Oh, I remember having a foster dog, and he did that on my jeans while I was on the bus. I was going to meet friends for drinks. I was like, I can't go anymore. I stink of fish.
Oh, you're a better person than I am. That wouldn't have put me
you
off.
would. Yeah.
Disgusting!
So should we get into the plot of this movie? This is going to be a real yada 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 special. So it's 1887. We're in Transylvania. It's a black and white sequence, and
Wait a second. Is 80? What year is it?
1887.
Yet they are styled completely in the year 2004, aren't they?
Oh
and
my god.
And the dialogue is patchy at best if we're trying to stick to 18 whatever or Eastern Europe. I mean, at several points, Hugh Jackman is Australian, American, and English.
Yeah. He also says very little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in this
he
movie.
actually doesn't really do anything, considering he is like Van Helsing.
The title character. Anyway, we've got Dr. Frankenstein, his assistant Igor, and his patron Count Dracula, and they're making a monster. I mean, you know the one. Igor betrays Dr. Frankenstein, Dracula kills the doctor, and a mob storms the castle. The monster escapes and is killed by the mob. Or is he?
And don't forget that whole sequence is in black and white.
That whole sequence is in black and white.
I loved.
Me too, actually. I thought this was cute. It really did feel like one of those old black and white monster movies.
Like a hammer horror.
Yeah. The way the townsfolk mob with their torches looked, I was like, oh, this looks like an actual old movie. It's quite fun.
Led by one of my low-key favorite characters of this movie, that man that runs the cemetery in the Transylvanian town. You want to talk about his wig?
I forgot about him.
He's wearing kind of a wet look wig for the whole movie. I love the idea of them spritzing that wig every kind of 20 minutes on set to make him look like that. He was great. His character appears to be, he works in the cemetery and he's obsessed with death.
Do you know what? Your attitude is wonderful for this because you're making everything seem way more enjoyable than I remember it being. I'm like, carry on speaking. No, but go for the sound because I'm like, yes, that's interesting.
I love this movie. I want to know. I have several questions about the opening. Why was there so much absinthe in that windmill? Did you see how many bottles of absinthe there were in that windmill?
No.
When Frankenstein's monster is carrying Dr. Frankenstein away from the castle, they go into a windmill, and because the windmill has to go up in flames for like the beginning of the movie to happen, they focus on he's like kicking over like several bottles of absinthe, and there's like they're falling over, they're smashing. So is it like a absinthe windmill next to Dr. Frankenstein's castle? Who runs the windmill?
Is absinthe famously flammable?
I guess it's the most flammable. Is absinthe Eastern European? Transylvanian?
Many questions. One of 2 movies I can think of that feature absinthe, and I guess Moulin Rouge is probably happening right around now too.
Yeah.
It's also a windmill. Maybe it's a Moulin Rouge reference.
Yes. I would also argue that the first time you hear Frankenstein's monster speak, he is camp. You cannot deny that monster is camp. He is doing like regional theater, kind of Shakespearean acting in this that is like fucking wild. I love it.
And as aesthetically, he looks like he's come straight from like a Halloween at Disneyland. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not really a spooky Frankenstein. I'm kind of just like the Monsters or something, a TV reboot. It's like, fucking hell.
We also meet the brides of Dracula in this scene who just do some grade A shrieking in this opening scene. Shrieking, wailing, gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, we don't get a really good look at the brides until a little later. And again, much like Smithy's, I want to discuss those costumes once we really get to them. Those wonderful pieces.
Okay, so then it's a year later and we meet Van Helsing, played by Hugh Jackman. He is a monster hunter who works for the Knights of the Holy Order. And he's basically Victorian James Bond. And he works for Victorian MI6.
And he's also Victorian Batman.
You're right. And he's Victorian Wolverine because he has no memory.
Sure doesn't. And then he's also stuck in what I would describe as a CGI prison in this scene. The CGI...
I would call the film a CGI prison, personally.
Well, how dare you? I argue that some of those Eastern European scenes look like they were like beautiful matte paintings in the background, which I thought were actually really cool. But this scene at the what's it called? Notre Dame is a CGI prison.
Yeah. He fights and kills Dr. Jekyll / Mr. Hyde. And yeah, this is where we learn he's got no memory and he's a troubled man with a mysterious past. Then he goes to Vatican City, I guess, and he's given the job to find and destroy Dracula and to protect Anna and Velkin Valerius, the last of an ancient Romanian family. We've got a sketch of Anna, who is played by Kate Beckinsale. And truly, like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone look quite so naughties in a period piece.
Don't go past the fact that we're in the Vatican we're in Vatican Q's lair at this point.
Yes.
Vatican Q, who is called Carl.
Yeah.
18 something, Carl.
Father Carl.
He's just a
he's
friar.
not a father. He's just a friar, famously.
And don't gloss over the fact that Carl is showing in the Vatican kind of Q layer, is showing on a 18-something style projector, is showing the images of Dracula and Kate Beckinsale's character. Yeah, and she looks great. Now can we talk about that wig in full detail? You're right. It's a hard front, and you're right. It is. We're looking at Smithy's quality, which is odd because I do think some of the other wigs in this are quite fun and interesting, but hers is, what's happening there?
The amount of times Crystal was talking about her sperm-like eyebrows as well. I mean,
yes,
repeatedly Crystal was saying it. I don't know how. I wish I was cutting up how many times you mentioned it. You were like, sure, those eyebrows can't be real. You were like going in on them.
But honestly, you can't put someone in 1887 and then give them that like tadpole eyebrow. Fill out the brow, draw them in. Eyebrow pencils existed at this time.
What year were tweezers invented? Surely they can't be back in 18-something. It was an ancient Transylvanian technique.
She's also, I mean, we haven't seen her in full yet, but she is full steampunk corset vibe.
Oh, it
is
so steampunk.
Yeah. The corset has more buckles than you can possibly imagine. As you say, Kate is basically giving the cover of a Smithy's package where it's like Victorian wench costume. Generic Victorian wench.
With the hair and makeup of like a lad's mag.
Yeah.
Shoot. Like it's very that.
Yeah. A kind of a zoo mag meets Transylvanian wench.
Yes.
I mean, again, I'm failing to see any of the problems with this. The more we're talking about it, the better it sounds to me.
No problems here. That's this part I'm fully on board for. It wouldn't change a thing. Okay, so Van Helsing has to save Anna because otherwise, if she doesn't kill Dracula, she'll spend eternity in purgatory or something.
No. Come on now. What's happening here is that Dracula's sole mission in life is to take out Anna's family bloodline because they hold the key to something. Now, this does start to fall apart quite quickly when we get to it, but don't worry about that. Just know at this stage, he's trying to wipe out her family bloodline, and there's only 2 of them left. and her dad went missing a long time ago. And it's just her and her very hot brother left.
So then we're in Transylvania.
Sure are.
And Anna and Velkin are attempting to kill a werewolf that is controlled by Dracula, ?
So my question for you at this moment is, do you think that, because her family are meant to be very special in some way, they do seem to be lightly kind of Neo-esque in the terms of they're doing, her and her brother are doing kind of like wire work, gymnastics, and like kind of stunt work. But they don't appear to be supernatural or have any kind of like Buffy like abilities. They just seem to be hot and kind of flexible.
No, I think we're just in the era of movies where everyone can like really take a punch and get kicked through a wall. Like, think Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
Those women had flying powers, but it was never... We're just in that period of time where movies just wanted people to float.
Well, and she is basically channeling the Cheeky Girls as well with the accent. And as someone, I hate to name drop right now, but Crystal and I have collaborated with the Cheeky Girls. We have actually performed with them on stage and done the choreography, so we know them quite personally. But it really is giving touch my bum, this is life levels of accent, isn't it?
So you guys know Transylvania.
Oh yeah, it's like, so actually she's pretty authentic with that accent, I'd say.
What did you guys think of, because I think that the CG in this movie is really bad in some respects and genuinely not that bad and pretty good. I think the werewolf CG is pretty good and I thought actually quite scary.
Yeah, I think considering also the time we were in, and like if you think about some of the other movies from this period where it looked real bad, this is I think it did hold up surprisingly well. It's obviously overused, like it's like a hammer in the face of CGI, this movie.
Yeah.
But when it's good, it's I agree with you, it's decent.
Yeah, I felt like especially in this scene, because it was just the wolf by itself as the only CG character, it was really scary. And then obviously later on it becomes like Transformers where you can't tell what's real and what isn't.
But yeah, so they're fighting this werewolf. Velkin shoots the werewolf with a silver bullet, but he gets bitten and they fall into a gorge.
Sorry. Fell into a gorge. Come on, everyone. We've got to pick it up. We've got to pick it up. This movie is fun. I've got so much more to say. Come on now.
Frazer to do the plot.
So then we've got Van Helsing and Friar Carl. Carl, yeah. They arrive at the village, and the village is attacked by Dracula's brides, Verona, Marischka, and Alira.
Oh,
now these queens.
Love the brides. Now these women are fucking playing to the final row of like every theater that has ever been built. These women, these bitches, they knew what they were doing. They saw their terrible costumes. They saw their lines and they were like, well, I guess we should really just go for it.
I also feel like they've been styled by Tina Knowles. They're giving like Destiny's Child, Destiny's Fulfilled with their kind of like Grecian outfits. It's very like House of Darion.
It's a bit House of Darion. It's a bit Bratz doll. Kind
of I Dream of Jeannie. It felt like there was some, especially the blonde one that gets killed in this scene. She's got so many kind of arm drapes on her outfit, and she's wearing a crop top. I thought she was really cool.
Well, they're all so different, aren't they? Because you've got the blonde one, the redhead one, and the dark-haired one.
Well, and don't forget the dark-haired one is wearing kind of a structured neck collar piece that I think is very chic.
I was watching like the making of like one of them, and they were sort of talking about like the making of female characters in this, and they were trying to say that each of those wives had different personality types, and I was like, what the fuck? Like one's more innocent and one's more like kind of go with the flow, like one's the leader. And I was like, no.
Who's going with the flow? Which one was going with the flow?
I think they were like, Marischka is like the kind of the calmer one I wrote down. But yeah, literally I was just like, they were trying to like pad out their choice of working with these people while also showing sort of bits of their audition footage, which was them in bikinis. And they're just sort of trying to say that they're really physical, really spectacular actors and, you know, just bring so much to the role. And it was like, nah, they're just fit.
Well, again, I'm going to push back and say there's some great work being done here. And I think that, especially from like a camp factor, when they are in their CG form, I think they're incredibly camp because they look like kind of CG bats, which is really fun. But them in their kind of human vampire form, they couldn't be camper. They all, every one of them chooses to stop in different places, pose, deliver lines, and like I also think that they do their CG like human to vampire transformations in a really fun way. There's so many shots of them in their human faces and then being like, and then their kind of teeth come out, which I think they are the genuinely campest part of this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, like they are incredible. They like there was no debating
the first time you see them transform from vampire into human, and you see that they're in these like boho Sienna Miller. They're just it's like 3 Sienna Millers have just landed from the sky. You're like, well, that would be fucking terrifying.
And also all they do, you're right, they go in and out of CGI so much and go to different poses and say stuff, but they're not actually really doing something. For people, there were so many more times they could have like easily just killed people. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they're just like, I've got you, and then I'm just gonna pose around you a bit, bite them. Or when they pick people up, drop the bastards. Like, you're flying at such a great height. When you've got Kate Beckinsale that high, drop her. She's going to die.
Well, I mean, when your sole mission is to kill Kate Beckinsale, I think it is better to keep doing kind of magician jump scares where she's in that house and just keep appearing behind different doors and being like, hello, my pretty. And I really like when that woman, whichever one she is drinking blood out of a wine glass. At what point did she squeeze that blood into a wine glass? Because she's in that house for like 2 minutes. Yeah. And she's like, 30 years old, perfectly aged. I'm like, that, if you're like, my mission is to kill this woman, you're like, do you know what? I'm going to have a little fun. I guess that one does have that personality.
Yeah, okay, so we do have character.
You know what? She's fun.
She's there to stop and smell the roses.
Yeah. The others might want to follow their mission. Yeah, but she's like, do you know what? We've got the power, we've got the time. I'm going to set up a couple of things and have some fun with Anna.
Yeah, they've read their script. They know that not much else is going to be happening, so why not just like have a bit more fun in the scene? There's not, nothing else is going to happen, so might as well use the time and just go with it. I love it when one of them instructs them to go, kill the strangers, and she just goes, love to, and then just...
What is Anna's role in this village? Is she the queen of the village? Because she seems to be in charge. What's the hierarchy here? Is there a mayor? Are we doing, what kind of system are we working with?
Well, it seems like the other person in charge is your gravedigger man.
Right. So is he? Yeah. So is he like vice mayor, and she's the mayoress of Transylvania
Maybe when
town?
you live in the shadow of Dracula's castle, it's just like whoever has the most buckles on their corset. They're like, we'll do what she says.
I don't want to be a pedant, but I do believe that is Dr. Frankenstein's castle.
Oh, you're right. Okay, where are we in this?
Well, this
quote,
is where
quote,
this is
plot.
This is where the villagers. So they save the village essentially because Van Helsing uses his. Let's not gloss over the fact that Van Helsing has kind of a machine gun crossbow. Yeah, and he uses it to kill the blonde vampire, and the others that stops them killing Anna because they both are able to bite her, but instead it choose that moment to go like.
Do some real good gnashing and wailing.
Yeah, which they do a lot in this movie. Yeah. So much wailing. So they fly off, and then it's revealed that the villagers are actually angry at Van Helsing for killing her because they say that the vampires just take 1 or 2 a month, and now you've pissed them off. And the casual way he goes, they just take 1 or 2 a month. Like, what? Okay.
I don't believe in the glorification of murder. I do believe in the empowerment of women.
Oh, you see, I was okay with that. I was like, yeah, that sounds like completely fair enough.
It's kind of like the tax.
Especially if you can if you can nominate like the annoying ones, leave them out overnight. Whoever was the worst that month.
And how does that system work? The Undertaker and Kate decide each month who the 2 are that are going to be sacrificed. That's a great movie. I'd watch that.
Okay, so next, Van Helsing and Anna pursue now werewolf Velkin to Frankenstein's castle.
I'd like to take this moment in my wig odyssey of this movie to discuss Dracula's hair.
Yes.
So Dracula,
we haven't talked about Dracula yet.
Dracula's hair has gone through many looks throughout time, including the Bram Stoker, Gary Oldman kind of Buffon Dracula, which is one of my favorites. But this Dracula is rocking what can only be described as a low pony with those 2000s two loose tendrils at the front. I love it.
Yeah, he's giving street magician, I'd say, busker.
He's giving. I've gone to a lookalike agency asking for Colin Farrell, and that's what they've got in like Essex or something. He is like one of the like least sexually powerful Draculas I think I've ever witnessed in my life. Isn't Dracula like meant to be like the ultimate like seductive evil force? And he's just there like, hiya.
I would also say that Gary Oldman in Bram Stoker's Dracula, they really try and sell him as a sex object, and it also doesn't work.
But it works more than this Dracula.
It works more. And like he's got a real sense of menace, and that movie's tone is so serious that like it rewards the hamminess of the acting that Gary Oldman does. This movie's Dracula, he is also being incredibly hammy, and he thinks he's in Bram Stoker's Dracula. He thinks he's in a high-budge, high-brow production, and no one has told him what movie he's actually in, and he must have been very upset when he saw his costumes.
I think that he is terrible, as everyone is in this movie, but I do think him and Frankenstein's monster and the brides are like shooting for the fucking moon with their acting, and it makes it certainly carries some of the dead weight of this movie, which I believe is slightly more kind of Kate Beckinsale and Hugh Jackman, who have so much less to do. But like, as all the villains of this movie, I do think they're all trying extremely hard, especially him.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying very hard.
Of course he's trying hard. Who the fuck is he? What has he done? He should be just grateful he's there. But it's like they've just got a stand-in to do like the shots, you know, the behind shots with the wig on, and then they've gone, oh, do you know what? We might as well just use him now. What has he actually done?
Was the one. He's the Duke in Moulin Rouge. He's the crossover with Moulin Rouge.
Right.
Yeah.
He also the year before played the villain in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is basically like a companion piece to this movie. Another steampunk CGI mess.
Yeah. That one features less camp, in my opinion, and there's no women in that one.
There is a lady vampire who's great.
Yes, just her though. Well, there's also a lot of questions I have to do with sex in this movie with the vampires, but I guess we'll get to that when we get to Dracula's motivation for this whole film, this whole piece.
Great. Yeah,
because I've got a lot of questions about vampire semen.
Well, yeah, so we're about to get there. So Van Helsing and Anna have arrived at Frankenstein's castle, and they stumble upon Dracula's plan to duplicate Dr. Frankenstein's experiments by giving life to thousands of his undead children,
which are hanging in goopy egg sacs in the like alien egg sacs in the basement of Frankenstein's castle. Now,
I love the egg sacs. I love the egg sacs. I think they're fab. I love a big goopy prop,
low hanging testicle.
Yeah. And someone in the props department was having a lovely time.
Yeah, they made a real point to have quite a long, very quiet scene of those two walking through the egg sacs of them being like, which was really good.
Yeah.
Now, how do those egg sacs? What are we talking here? So are they the eggs? Are they vampire eggs from the brides that have been fertilized by the vampire sperm of Dracula?
Does that mean he's like, they get laid and then he goes around and fucks the eggs?
Yeah, I think is it like fish? So that the brides are doing more of like a spawn, and then he's going and jizzing on all over the spawn all down in the castle for like a day or two.
And do the eggs start out that big, or do they grow? So is that what they're producing? Does that come out of there?
Yeah, because they are like, each egg is about half the size of a person.
The central tenet of this movie is that Dracula and his brides want to have their own children and are having to use kind of IVF, Transylvanian IVF to have it. So actually, are they the heroes of this film? Because they're just trying to extend their family and live in like multiple lovely
their
properties.
Legacy and just like not be controlled by the state.
Yeah. It's like, who gets to say whether they have more children or not? And he's got enough money to spend that money on Transylvanian IVF, so why can't he?
Those honey witches, their body, their choice.
Yeah.
it's this plot point is one of many big bizarre swings that this movie takes. They're like, I know you know about vampires and everything you need to know about them. But what if also this new thing
Yeah.
that
And
you've
what
never
if-
heard of before?
What if two characters teamed up from the monster universe, like Dracula or Frankenstein, and instead of them teaming up on, like, say, a vampire monster version of Frankenstein's monster, how about Frankenstein's monster is also the key to powering some egg sacs that we have fertilized in the basement of the castle, and also something to do with the bloodline of a Transylvanian gypsy, using in inverted commas, family, because they have something to do with it.
And also
Lightning?
the Archangel Gabriel.
We're not there yet. Don't worry about the angel or devil part of it. We're still just in Transylvanian fertility issues at the moment.
Also, one thing I like to imagine, and I think would have improved this movie, obviously the vampires can all shapeshift and they're turning into different forms, and we see Dracula later turn into a much bigger vampire version of himself. What if the brides get really big and then they lay eggs that are proportionate to their size?
Oh, of course, and also they're kind of like bats. How do bats have babies?
I think they just have mammals.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah,
they just have
give birth.
mammals.
Yeah, they just give birth.
Yeah, that's a factual point there.
But wouldn't it have been fun if we'd seen, like, if we'd gone into a room and we just saw one of those brides just like 20 feet tall, just like busting out eggs,
popping them out? Yeah.
Well, it would have been nice to have just seen some sort of development for them in the film, but essentially they are just repeating that opening scene where they're fighting the villagers and
wailing.
Yeah, it's basically the same. And then it's like I got very confused by the castle, because again it's like, oh, we're launching the kids off again in a different castle now. It's just it was a lot of deja vu going on there with just the film in general.
Yeah. I optimistically felt when they got to this castle and they found the egg sac, I was like, oh, we're at the final act of the movie already. That's quite fast.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, it's over.
Oh,
it
great.
kind of, if you stopped the film at this point where Dracula's first lot of kids get born and kind of terrorize that village, it's a very fun sequence. So so at this point he uses, because there's also lightning involved and blood.
He uses
bloodline
and the werewolf.
Yeah, so he's using Kate Beckinsale's werewolf brother in the place of Frankenstein's monster in the kind of lightning experiment, which I think is to bring things to life, which is what Frankenstein's monster did. But I don't know why they need someone in that, because they didn't have someone in that device to make Frankenstein's monster. So, but anyway, don't track
Gosh,
back.
it really all falls apart when you look too closely.
It's between that and the fact that bats give birth to mammals. I think we've maybe now I don't like the movie. But yeah, so that at this point they charge all the egg sacs and then they release vampire babies, which are not baby humans, they're little baby bats, which I guess maybe at some point they'll turn into little humans. Maybe we never find out.
They're kind of cute as well.
Yeah.
That was a weird choice, wasn't it? They're kind of like, ooh, they're kind of like these like naughty. I don't really get a sense. Do we see them kill anyone or bite anyone?
Yeah,
No,
I think they.
Yes, because Dracula tells his brides that they have to go with them to the village and teach them how to feed.
But do they kill anyone?
Yeah, I think they
yes.
Swarm a couple villagers and like tear them to pieces.
Oh,
Because
okay, good. Okay, good.
Never forget, they almost kill the gorgeous villager wench woman who doesn't have a name that Carl saves. And she, much like how Kate Beckinsale's character has access to Transylvanian tweezers, this random villager has had kind of Transylvanian like face work done, and she looks hot as fuck. She's had.
And does she? Right? Have I made this up now? Does she reward him by saving her by going to have sex with him?
Yeah. And it's okay because he's not a monk; he's a friar. So again, you're trying to find plot holes in this movie, but they've thought about it. Carl is a friar.
Yeah. Friars can fuck.
Yeah.
Damn right they can.
So yeah, it all comes to like a big head here, and you're like, wow, what a quick movie. I guess they knew that they were onto something troublesome, so they thought, get in, get out.
Yeah, we'll do a snappy, 1 hour 10. Great. But no, unfortunately, you still have a full hour to go.
Unfortunately.
So this is where I was gonna just basically yada, yada, yada. I'll tell you where I'm gonna yada, yada, yada too. If I have missed anything that you think is important, Fraser, feel free to double back.
Of course.
We've got more vampires, more fighting, more explosions, and then it's
yet that makes it sound really exciting. It's not.
Well, it stays at like a fever pitch, doesn't it? It never relents. But I think that's a real problem because you're like, what? Now we're where? What? Anyway, it's finally the big showdown. Van Helsing has been bitten by a werewolf. They're at Dracula's castle, which they've entered through an ice painting.
Wow, you have yada yada to the point of true insanity, but yes, they have entered to Dracula's true castle through the ice painting. So it's actually his third property because you've completely skipped over his summer residence that we visit for the fucking masquerade ball that you don't want to talk about.
We can talk about the masquerade ball. Apparently, Kate had a lot of ballroom dance training for this scene.
Oh, for the
read it on IMDb. It must be true.
Good. It shows, and it was needed for that scene. It's a gorgeous scene. I'm going to just touch on a couple of things you yada-yada'd over.
Yeah.
First of all, you've yada over the fact that they find Frankenstein's monster underneath the absinthe windmill, which also they drink absinthe at that windmill and fall into the absinthe windmill hole where Frankenstein's monster lives and discover that he's actually nice because he's like, "You want to help me?" And they become kind of friends and allies at that point. So they found him. So Van Helsing and Carl have to go to Dracula's summer residence, and he's inexplicably holding a masquerade ball, which you find out is full of vampires. Great reveal in the mirror. No one feeling anything for that reveal?
I liked that reveal. I was also a bit drunk at this point.
This masquerade ball features, I'd say, 90% too much acrobatics. Like, there's trapeze artists so high up in this palace that even if you were a vampire who flew up to the rafters, that's how you'd have to enjoy the kind of trapeze work. It feels like a lot of gilding the lily at this point from Dracula.
But it's one of those scenes where you're like, well, they needed to spend that 160 million somewhere. They're going to have 1,000 extras.
They also imply in this scene that Dracula inexplicably also has mind control because he's mind controlled Anna to like be dancing with him and kind of pretending to enjoy it, which is very dark. But I guess kind of him being R-word adjacent is actually kind of a real Dracula thing, isn't it?
Rapey.
I wasn't sure if I was able to say that.
Oh, but I just was like, what R-word are we talking about? Yeah. No, that's Dracula's MO for sure.
His thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's super rapey.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna just give a little more context to the yada yada of the ice painting. What that actually is
it's a reference to the Spice Girls goodbye video.
Yes, exactly.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that is they needed to find Dracula's real lair because at this point they've been in Frankenstein's castle, which he's kind of co-opted and is now the new owner of, and then his summer palace, which he does own. So he does have two pieces of real estate or housing, and then they find that his actual lair is accessible through a tapestry, which Van Helsing inexplicably has the final part of the incantation for, which they then recite and enter through the ice painting into Dracula's real castle, where what does he have? Hundreds more IVF Transylvanian babies ready to get juiced up by the lightning blood of Frankenstein's monster, who is the key, and we don't understand why.
Phew, I'm really glad you explained all of that, actually. It makes sense now.
Oh, and very important plot point is that Dracula inexplicably has the antidote for being turned into a werewolf in a random ice chamber of his castle in a Beauty and the Beast style kind of glass orb.
Yes, because Dracula has the cure to werewolf stuff because only a werewolf can kill him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Famously. Bram Stoker is somewhere rolling around in his grave at all of the liberties Stephen Sommers has taken with his quite strong lore. Dracula's got things that are his things. And Stephen Sommers was like, nah, he can only be killed by a werewolf, and he loves IVF. Print it. Send to cinema.
His sole purpose in life is to be a father. I think that's actually a very progressive way to portray Dracula, actually, that yes, he's in a slightly abusive marriage, but he's also really wanting to provide these wives with several pieces of real estate and multiple thousands of children. Anyway.
Okay, so Van Helsing, yes, he's been bit by a werewolf, and so he transforms into a werewolf, and Van Helsing and Dracula have this big CGI monster fight showdown where they're both like hulking, punching, biting, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
And this is where we find out via Dracula that Van Helsing is the reincarnation of the Archangel Gabriel? Question mark? Yeah. Which is also something to do with destiny and killing him.
Yeah, and
because that's
Dracula's the devil.
Well, everyone knows it says in the Bible that the Gabriel will be reincarnated, bitten, turned into a werewolf, so that he can kill Dracula and prevent him from hatching all of his undead babies.
Yeah,
I think that's somewhere near the end of the Bible.
Yeah, thou shalt be wearing thy hat at a jaunty angle, Gabriel. How does he keep that hat on at such a jaunty angle? I think he's got ancient Transylvanian like hair grips holding that hat up, which I love the idea of thinking of Van Helsing doing that every morning. It's like, Carl, grip my hair to my hat, please, Carl. Good eye, mate. This is my accent for today. I'm actually American. What?
You're right. And actually, now I think about it, it is kind of a kind of Crocodile Dundee style hat, actually.
It's sort of mixed with a hipster going to the Joshua Tree as well, that kind of vibe.
What's our girl Kate doing in this scene?
Phoning it in.
Yeah. She doesn't get a lot to do, does she?
Well, she does get to put a button on something that we mentioned, which is that the brides like to do a lot of talking and not a lot of killing. So she has her kind of final showdown with the final bride that is alive. And the bride is like, I'm going to enjoy killing you. I have something to tell you. And then Kate Beckinsale just like stakes her. And she's like, you know what? You talk too much. Next time you want to kill someone, just get it over with. And I was like, okay. So they're self-aware. This movie is also a incredibly wonderful kind of meta look at itself.
It's not the snappiest like quip to deliver after you kill someone, though, is it? It's like a full 2 sentences she has to get out while speaking about brevity.
She's got to stick with the theme of this movie, which is bloating.
So Anna kills the final bride, and then there's like some acrobatics. She has to swing down a rope, and
there's so much
Igor.
There's so much chasm swinging in this scene.
Yeah.
I think Frankenstein's monster is also chasm swinging quite a lot in this.
Yeah. There's also Oompa Loompas everywhere. There's all of these little men in masks.
Yeah.
Dracula
Ewok.
has like a Ewok kind of.
Did you notice that one of them, their sole job in like Dracula's / Frankenstein's lab was there was a rope across the lab, and he had like a hand bicycle device, and multiple times there was just one of those kind of Ewok characters just biking across the screen, and I thought, what's his job in the lab? And why is she... I mean, I get why I was looking at it, because it was amazing and made the movie amazing, but what's she doing in the lab every day that requires her to hand bike her way across the lab?
I wonder how the Ewok Oompa Loompa minions feel about the hatching, and if they're worried they're going to get replaced, you know?
Yeah, and like what's their kind of work structure and kind of office life like? Because they really are just serving the IVF process, and
maybe they have to like distribute the sperm. Anyway, I think they should unionize.
I also want to say that speaking of weapons and modern horror, I do think that Longlegs took its inspiration from Igor's makeup for the Nicolas Cage character in Longlegs. He looks very Longlegs-esque, Igor.
Yeah, I can see that. That's actually a very good shout. That's one thing I can remember about this one. Because you two are saying all of this, I can't fucking remember any of this. I'm literally like...
You don't remember
I think I just was in a trance-like state staring at a screen, and I'm not sure I took much of it in.
I totally agree. There's a good 45 minutes in the middle somewhere where I think I just disassociated. And I was watching it, and I was staring at the screen, but my mind had gone completely blank and numb.
That would be Dracula with his mind games.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm from a great family line of slur word redacted traveler blood, so obviously I'm immune to his charms. So I was very present for this whole movie, because one thing we haven't discussed is that they very lightly hint at the theme of mummification in this movie, but they don't have the Hammer horror mummy. It's the one monster that doesn't feature in this movie, but I do believe they're implying that mummies come out of the graves and capture Frankenstein's monster. Because do you remember there's that one shot, which neither of you are going to remember, of...
No.
There's a bit where a gravestone like lifts off and you see some like mummification fingers coming out. So I think there's a whole side plot that
wow.
got cut, which includes mummies.
Because this is exactly what this film needs, is a side plot.
I could have done with maybe a 25-minute kind of bloated sequence of maybe some mummies who are acting to the fucking rafters and being like that would have been really good.
Yeah, they should have made Dracula's minions maybe mini mummies.
Yeah. And also, there's another Hammer horror thing. Is the creature from the Black Lagoon Hammer horror as well? I do feel like they really missed a trick not having the creature from the Black Lagoon feature in a way that doesn't make sense for its character.
No, they went with Jekyll and Hyde instead for some reason, who is
Yeah.
not a Hammer horror guy.
No, and also his character seemed to be that he was murdering women like Jack the Ripper in Paris, which I don't think was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde's actual thing.
And he was in London.
This is why I think Stephen Sommers is a fucking genius. Why do something that everyone knows when you can confound people?
She just doesn't have the vernacular that she thinks she possesses. Somebody lied to her several times.
But very strangely, in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen from a year before, they also fight Jekyll and Hyde in Paris.
Well,
very weird.
Monsieur Jekyll.
Something was in the air. Okay, so the fight ends. Van Helsing kills Dracula. Anna runs to inject Van Helsing with the werewolf antidote, but he kills her in the process.
Now I laughed at this bit. I found this bit funny.
He transforms back into a human, and he's very sad. Apparently, they added a loincloth on him in post. He was nude in this scene originally.
Well, he looked great.
But they thought it was too distracting.
Yeah, it's true. It would have been. He looks really good because he's kind of like not reached that like slightly terrifying steroid level of Wolverine as he gets like later on in the process. He still just looks like a very fit kind of man in it. And his little his loincloth and his little wig, that shaggy wig. His wig is not the most exciting of the movie. It's nowhere near as good as the Bride's or Dracula's, in my opinion.
Apparently, it's extensions.
Now, I'm sorry, but the idea of thinking of Hugh Jackman sitting there getting those like bonded into his hair is very funny.
Yeah, really great.
So he just went home and had that hair like extended into his head.
Yeah.
That's
just
so
pieces.
funny. That's
Pieces.
so good.
I know. Wig.
Van Helsing and our Carl cremate Anna's body on a cliff overlooking the sea.
Because she'd never seen the sea, remember that?
Oh, I didn't.
It was a feature of her character. And I looked it up, and it turns out in that country, they do have a coastline. So she could have just traveled and looked at the ocean, but I guess the Black Sea, sorry, not the ocean. I've been in America too long. But yeah, they give her like a Viking funeral. And then also Frankenstein's monster is on a raft heading, I guess, from the Black Sea to where?
Hard to say.
Where could you head to from there? Like Afghanistan? I think he's maybe heading like over to like Egypt, maybe.
Yeah.
What's he going to do though? Yeah, Morocco. Yeah. He's just always wanted to go to Marrakesh.
Yeah.
See, I wish they'd made those movies so that I could have watched Frankenstein's monster in Marrakesh. Now that's a great follow-up movie.
That sounds like the sequel. That sounds like Sex and the City 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the idea
Lawrence of my labia.
The idea of Frankenstein's monster walking slowly over the dunes.
The dunes. In a Louis Vuitton turban.
They'd have to bring the brides back for that one, I think, somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine a follow-up with just the villains from this. I would have watched that. That would be fun.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. I mean, I think you could sell me anything at this point, to be honest. I'm buying it. The last shot is Van Helsing seeing Anna's spirit in the sky, reuniting with her family in heaven.
Shout out to Gareth Gates' cover of Spirit in the Sky, which she did for Comic Relief or one of those things.
And yeah, you're just left with that lasting idea that Kate Beckinsale has those eyebrows for eternity.
And she's happy, though, because she's smiling back, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because basically now she's going to go and fuck her hot brother because the incest is real.
And that's Van Helsing.
What a great way to end it. The incest is real.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Does anyone have anything they haven't covered as we made our way through? I'm honestly surprised we've managed to get this much mileage out of this movie.
Well, I don't think we've managed to do that.
No.
I think our wonderful guest. I'm so glad you're here to give this.
My passion for this film.
My biggest takeaway from this movie is that Kate Beckinsale can't run. That is literally my biggest takeaway.
She literally is the worst.
Yeah, she just like every time she tries to run, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
She doesn't have a sprint in her, bless her. Maybe she's in really impractical boots.
Yeah, or maybe like the way they filmed it, there just wasn't enough space for her to run. So she's having to do that like fake out, like non-running on the spot. She's not good at that.
Or the corset was too tight potentially. She hated wearing the corset. It was very uncomfortable, she says.
Oh, she burned it apparently after filming.
She burned it after filming.
Well, it's interesting because she, you know, I saw her do a press junket where she was talking about the role and like what interested her about it. She's really channeling English Rose, but also trying to be like sexy and seductive and like very breathy in the way she talks. So she just is very like, oh, the thing that, you know, attracted me to the role was it was just very femme and female. And, you know, I'm not interested in playing a robot guy type thing. You know, she has mood swings, she gets tearful, she has a femme energy, which I think is really cool.
It feels reductive.
Yeah, that's a really like mind-blowing way to have a female character in an action film. She's talking like this is a really different type of portrayal of female character. It's like, basically, get your tits out, you're going to kiss someone.
Reductive.
I'd say she really failed at portraying mood swings as well. I'd say we stayed at a pretty consistent energy from start to finish.
I know!
I think what my feeling after watching this movie was that there were zero characters. Like there was nothing, but maybe you can correct me on this, Frazer, because clearly you've watched this movie in a different way to me. But no one had a personality.
Well, yes, I do have a different opinion. I think that as hammy as they were, I think that Frankenstein's monster, the brides especially, and then Dracula to a certain extent, they had as much character as the limited project allowed them to have. Also, you guys are really glossing over how funny Carl was. Every scene with Carl was a fucking side splitter.
Oh.
No, I'm genuinely not going to be in support of Carl as the comedic relief. God, he was really ghastly. Also, what was going on with his hair? I mean, I know he was meant to be a friar, but it was very strange. He looked like a lot of like boys that I went to university with had that kind of hair.
That actor's in Lord of the Rings playing Faramir, right? And
yes.
He's hot in those movies. It's very confusing to see him in this role.
I guess what you're saying then is he's a really good actor in this movie because he made you feel physically sick and he's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Good work.
And
But you're right, Carl has a character.
And I have one more kind of overarching thing to say, which is that the Mummy movies are really fun. Like the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies are really fun. But like, again, they're kind of diminishing returns. I do think that, because remember they tried to reboot the Mummy with Tom Cruise and it was meant to be the start of a whole new dark universe with all of those things. And it flopped so badly that the one thing I will give this film is that, yes, it flopped really badly, but at least they put every single monster into this movie. They threw absolutely everything at the wall. And so at least in terms of like bang for your buck, as they say, you really do get to see everything. Now, are those people doing things that don't make any sense at all? Absolutely. But I enjoyed seeing all of them together in like one thing because I do love the Hammer horror monsters and I feel like they don't get the respect that they ever deserve. And they still didn't in this, but I love it.
Yeah, you're so right. They put literally everything into this movie, and you have to give it that. And they, in fact, invented all new mythologies and lores in order to add extra bits. You'd think they had enough mythology with the everything else they already had going on, but no, they thought let's add some more. It makes it a really, really, really bad movie, but yeah, you are never bored.
Really?
Well, okay, yeah.
No, but this is what I don't understand because like you analysing it and breaking it down, I'm like listening. If I was listening to you now, which I am, but if I was listening to this podcast, I'd be like, oh my God, I need to watch this. This sounds fucking great. Why was I so bored?
It's because
I literally had
the
level of boredom for me was just like next level. And it's like, I normally love people that can't act. And like, honestly, like you breaking it down, it sounds like fun to me, but I'm like, you're fun. Like, I want to watch you doing a commentary over the film, like a director's commentary. Then I think I'm fully in. Why was I so bored? Like, I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, it's because the pace never changes, right? So
yeah, you can't,
because it stays at 100.
Yeah, you don't get a second to breathe, but it's also just it restarts like 3 separate times, and it is so confusing. And I find that because I love this film and think it's so shit in a way that I love how confusing it is and how relentless it is, and I love the dumb how they fucked with the Hammer horror lore in the way that, because I just think that's funny, and I think, in my opinion, the definition of camp is something where you can. The fact that I can say Transylvanian IVF in relation to this movie, to me, makes it very camp.
I know, and I fully agree with you. I just think I'm at this like crossroads in my life where it's like, what's happened to me? Have I spoken about too many camp classics now that I can't identify what camp is? I just like, this is coming from someone who really, really loves Megan Fox's film Subservience. I like literally think that is an incredible film. But like, am I becoming like a proper film critic now? Can I not enjoy these things? I don't know. I'm genuinely at a loss for words because I just got no joy from watching this. Other than the witches, they can have it from me. They were fucking hilarious. But yeah.
I mean, they were brides, not witches.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I think the big key is that I loved watching this when I saw it in my early 20s, whenever that was. So then I kept that. I do think a big thing to do with camp movies is to do with when you watched it and having that weird association with it. So I do think I also give this film way too much grace for some of this stuff, and to watch it cold, it is like you're not wrong. Like, you're completely right. My one final thing then, I guess, that I like about this is, and again, it's not reinvention of the lore, but I like that they imply in this that turning into a werewolf, you're like a Russian nesting doll. So they rip open their skin to become the wolf, and then they rip open the wolf skin to become human again. I think that's really fun, and I thought the CG of them turning into the werewolves was also really like not that bad. Oh yeah, and my love of some of the backgrounds, which I think some of the Transylvanian backgrounds looked really beautiful. Like, I genuinely think they were like painted matte paintings rather than CG. There we go.
I liked, and I'll echo that and say I really enjoyed some of the sets. So, like, when you weren't in CGI hellscape, when you were in like a real set, it just had like that fun kind of movie quality. It reminded me a lot of Batman and Robin, just like big stupid sets with lots of people running around in stupid costumes, lots of money splashing around. But I'll give it that also.
A side note, and I don't know if other listeners like can relate to this. I think I had an issue watching it on your TV, Crystal, because it's like you have it like super HD, and I think it's like, do you not notice that? What's it called when you do the frames quicker? Because I think it didn't have that kind of like late 90s, early noughties like grading to it for me. It felt like it felt very exposing watching it on your ultra HD TV. Yeah,
like the motion smoothing like made it look too real. Yeah, like you were watching,
and that takes me out of it maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. When I watched this movie for the first time in cinemas, the only thing I could remember before we watched it again last week was that I could see a boom mic the entire movie. Something had gone on with the cut they sent to cinemas, or maybe just like my janky cinema in my hometown in Canada, but there was a boom mic visible in like half the shots.
That's amazing.
It was incredible. Yeah, it was a real early camp moment for me, like just remembering that and being like, this is fantastic. Okay, I think the time's come for us to give this movie a rating on our patented Campometer. We need to give it 1 to 10 Merrills for the quality and 1 to 10 Elizas for the camp factor. Okay, so Merrills, who wants to start? The quality of this movie.
0. 0. 0.
0.
I can't. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can't. Like, CGI prison. I can't.
I gave it 5 out of 10. And
no, but tell us why, because I feel like you are like the voice that I need to listen to in this. I don't want to listen to my marking of this film.
So the 5 out of 10 is because, as much as I'm joking about how much I love this film, there's, from a quality perspective, there's a lot lacking. So it's never going to be but for a camp movie, for me, it's never quality-wise going to be super high. But I felt like I said, some of the like CG I think is really good. I think that some of the backgrounds, like the matte painting backgrounds, are really good. I genuinely think that even if it's working or not working, the acting quality of the like hamminess of the villains in this made it feel more quality to me than, say, the main characters, which were dragging down the whole quality of it, and especially Carl, who I really have an issue with. But yeah, so my thing is mainly the villains combined with some of the visual stuff before it turns into CGI hell, I think is, and like you said, Crystal, some of the like physical sets have a very fun like Universal Park feel to them, which I really like.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 2 then for that reason, because like valid, there is, and I guess at the time this was pretty cutting edge techniques with a lot of the CGI stuff. So yeah, I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I think if you look at this movie as a whole, like it's a fucking mess and it doesn't work. When you drill into like some little bits and pieces of it and you like focus on the set here or like the performance there or the big swing they took here or the CGI, you can find redeeming qualities. I still think I can't get anywhere near a 5, but I think I'll go 2 as well.
It's fair.
Groundbreaking.
But how about Liza's, where this movie can really shine? So, how camp is this movie? Frazer, why don't you kick us off? Make your case.
So I gave this a 7 out of 10. So
I
I'm
thought
still
you were going to be like a 10 on this.
No, I wanted to show a bit of restraint because I do think that as much as there is a ton of campery in this, it does get bogged down by how kind of belabored it like the running time is. So it kind of starts to lose some camp steam. But I'm giving it 7 out of 10, and that is for Transylvanian IVF, everyone's wigs, the Masquerade Ball in Budapest, the Undertaker character, and also something that we haven't mentioned, which is I love all of the bubbling tubes of things in Frankenstein's lair and also in Vatican MI5. There was just inexplicable bubbling beakers everywhere. And I have to say that. If I don't, I'll be remiss.
I'm just going to give us some context. Madam Web scored an 8.
Okay.
On the Lizas. Catwoman's got a 6.
Yeah, now this is where I have
similar vibe properties, I would say.
As soon as you say to me Catwoman, you know it makes me angry. Like that, it really, really gets me angry that that's a 6, because that's not. So that alone, I can't go near 6. I would be literally. I would like to give you, Fraser, a 10 for your analysis because it has been absolutely spectacular, and you are a camp classic in this context. The fact is, like, it didn't give me queer joy, even though there is so much stupidity in there. There is something that is not clicking for me, and I'm gonna have to go for. Well, if it's 6, it's gonna have to be a 4 for me. I would never watch this film ever again in my life, and I hated it.
I'm going to put that at the top of the episode. Okay, I think I'm going to split the difference, and I'm going to give it a 5. You know, it had moments of queer joy when the movie was starting, when the brides were there. That first fight scene in the village, I was like, okay, yes, I'm excited. Let's do this. And then, it rolled along, and I glazed over, and
the queer joy just ebbed out of you as the runtime ticked on.
Leached out as though I was having to fertilize thousands of vampire eggs.
Also, this might actually say a lot about you as a person, Fraser. If this is what you get your rocks off on, then
I'm ready to look deep inside and analyze why I love this movie. But I guess
is this our most divisive film that we've done so far, Crystal? Would you say?
No, I can't.
I was gonna say, are you always this combative with your guests about their opinion?
You're wrong. No, it was a delight hearing you talk about this, and frankly, as Baby said, we needed you.
You've saved this episode.
I do also believe there is such a thing of my childhood through to teenage through to early 20s of movies I was forced to watch with my older brother. And a lot of them were like adventure-y kind of these kind of movies. And this also fits into that category of like That's why I mentioned that Sharon Stone movie. I was also forced to watch that a lot as a child. I think my straight older brother had a hand in my opinion on Van Helsing.
Well, that was a thing I was just about to say, but I didn't want to because I thought it would be offensive. but I was like, this movie is just, it's too heterosexual, I think, to give me any queer joy. And like, once you get the like reveal of the brides, it just is it's het mess. It's het mess. So the fact that this is related to your heterosexual older brother makes a lot of sense to me, actually.
Okay, so I'll give you his contact info and you can berate him for me making you watch this.
Well, there you have it. That's Van Helsing. Frazer, tell people where they can find you and your podcast.
The podcast is called You're Welcome America. It's spelled UR and Welcome America. And yeah, we're on all the favorite places for podcasts, and we're on Instagram at You're Welcome America. I think that's it.
Thanks. And thank you so much for being here. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, please come back and do another episode with us.
Can't wait to see what film you bring.
Thank you for having me. I genuinely have a follow-up idea that kind of feels related to this that does feature vampires. So I kind of
go on, throw out the name.
Dracula 2000.
Oh, I'm desperate to see that.
I weirdly ended up talking about Dracula 2000 this weekend because we were talking about sexy Draculas, and that's a very early Gerard Butler, and it also features a prominent Virgin Megastore 90s, year 2000 kind of plot point, so it feels right. And Jennifer Esposito.
Am I right that they do the Demeter ship, but it's a plane?
Yeah.
Fabulous idea.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Fabulous concept. Yeah.
Ooh, this is getting too straight geeky now. Don't like it. Can we go back to? We need to do a Bette Midler film or something next, please. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I'll come back in a year's time for Dracula 2000 when you've managed to watch some of that gay shit.
Sounds great. Well, we'll be back in 2 more weeks with another camp classic. Goodbye.
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 Get away from her, you bitch!
Classic. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
No more hangers!
You thought you'd become a prostitute or a drug addict.
I used to love doggy chow. I used to love doggy chow too.
No, don't do that. That's